whether it's next year, 10 years, 20 years from now, you'll never be able to say that these brothers lied to you, Jack.
That's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy. One dad.
But you only get one dad. You only get one father. And I know you don't understand this, Barack, because your father was nowhere near around. I don't know how often they saw each other, but your father did not take the traditional role of a father in your life. So you were basically raised on father figures and mentors and the like. And I got to tell you, there is no replacing the father, the dad. But you were inserted into the White House in order to really just throw this country in for a loop. And guys, if you think he's going to be arrested for all the Tulsi stuff that's going on right now, well, I wish I shared your enthusiasm, but that's not how this tends to work out. But it was fantastic seeing exactly how little influence you have anymore because of your squandered opportunity of being a strong, masculine example, being that powerful man type figure that boys could look up to. That just wasn't there. And you're more than fine with it, as you're about to hear.
No matter how good the dad is.
He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that...
But that's the thing. The father is 99.9%. I had my father, and I had a ton of male mentors, and not a single one of those male mentors could replace the traditional role that my father played in my life, making sure that every single day throughout the course of his life and my life, while we shared this plane of existence together, I knew exactly where he was. He didn't know where I was rather often, but I knew exactly where he was every day of his life while I was here, and while he was here. So, and our culture has done a magnificent job of separating the father, of saying, oh, I don't need no man. You don't need no man, girl. You're strong and independent. That's right. These shows, you know what? Put your feelings in front of your family, in front of God, and make sure that you go for yours, girl, and divorce that man and tear your family apart. That's the culture that is the most prevalent in today's society. And that's not by accident. So to sit here and downplay the necessity of fathers is to be expected from this individual at this point.
That boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. One of the most valuable things.
That's what the mother's for. See, it's a two-parent thing. One of the things that irritates me the most is the idea that, moms are strong and moms can protect and the like, and it's a team effort.
I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was
I have absolutely no doubt about that. I have absolutely no doubt that this professor showed you quite a bit. And it's namely how to screw things. Most notably, the United States of America. I mean, I'm sure that professor showed you how to work it to whereas everything is topsy-turvy and we no longer have a collective culture anymore. And a large part of that is due to you. And what a terrible job you've done as a president and as an ex-president. The race games that you've played, it being just the most effeminate and feminine type prototype, which is anti-God, is blasphemous in many directions. Did far more damage than good. And guys, I remember that documentary that I said I was going to work on, but once you start digging into this guy's rabbit hole, it gets way too deep. And with, work and life and everything else like that, it is one of those things that I just couldn't get around to. But real talk, I mean, I'm just grateful that the Democratic Party and everyone else is finally seeing this for what it is. And unfortunately, it's evil.
Great guy, and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant.
Just calling gay things gay. Because, I mean, if it's gay, then it's gay. Deal with it. It's if you get into your feelings about it, then that's something that you need to work out for yourself. Not turn on the world and say, well, you can't call a spade a spade. Like, yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. And I'm grateful of anything else. I'm grateful that we can now start to get back around to that, because everything else, all of this stuff, particularly with the USAID situation, we found was being propped up by our own government, led by you and the people in your administration, to subvert our culture. And guess what? I mean, mission accomplished, but not anymore. And we'll see how things shake out. We'll see how things pan out going forward. But to the grip that this individual and the entertainment industry as a whole has had over the country, yeah, it's been loosening for a very long time now. And we're at a point now where, South Park is on a whole TDS train, and it's completely understood. But it's understood that Trey Parker and Matt Stone are no longer counterculture. They are establishment culture. And it's sad to see. But as once said in The Great Dark Knight, if you live long enough, be the hero long enough, you'll live long enough to become the villain. Okay? Sorry. I know I jacked it up. Don't look at me like that.
Mm-hmm. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group, so that if you then...
So you can have a lame friend group that's all a bunch of feelings-based chicks. It's so irritating. Like, no. We need to get the feelings and all this. Well, you need to have empathy and all these other things. And as a man, yes, these are things that you do need, but there is a masculine way in which we display it. Men and women are not the same thing, Barack. Men and women are not the same thing. And as men, you don't need a friend that's going to sit there and call you out for every little thing. Oh my goodness, we need to respect women. Shut up. Shut up. Like, you're killing the joke. You're killing the vibe. You're killing the good time. And this is a part of the culture that you guys have actively gone against. And that's been the biggest problem. This is why the Dems don't mess with you, ain't really messing with you like that. Will you forever have a certain level of name recognition and I guess, quote unquote, respect? Well, yeah, because guess what? There's their suckers are born every single day. And due to our terrible education system, you know what? They graduate every moment, every June, right? Morons graduate every June. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a larger contingency, particularly that the mainstream is going to have to follow, because it'll follow the money. The mainstream will follow the money. The mainstream has to get back to following the money, because, like I started to go into with the whole USAID thing, you're not propped up anymore. These cultural things, all the gayness, all the feminism, all these other godless ideologies, the Marxism, the socialism, the communism, all that stuff, it was propped up, and they're cutting the crap out of it. And now you're sitting here on your quote unquote wife's podcast and really just spilling just saying straight up and down, like, yeah, I'm gay, and I think that there's absolutely, and I want to continue to push the masculine more towards the feminine. But as you try to push the masculine more away from the feminine, you try to pretend that testosterone and estrogen are just interchangeable. Guess what, gang? Guess what? It don't change what God decreed. And that's anti-God. It's evil and it's blasphemous. And as a culture, we are slowly coming around to that. And yeah, there's a lot of fights. I'm going to do a video about that Fantastic Four. But, because like not everybody got the memo yet. But they will, as soon as it really starts to hit the pockets. But you may disagree. And that's what my comment section is for. Till the next one.